The automotive world is in the midst of one of its biggest shifts in decades, and 2025 is about to change the game for many car brands. But here's the kicker. While some are charging ahead with electric vehicles, futuristic tech, and cutting-edge designs, others are stuck in the past, desperately trying to sell outdated models that dealers can't get rid of. And those old favorites? Well, they're now collecting dust on showroom floors. The real question is, why are these once iconic cars failing to keep up with the times? In an age of rapid technological progress and evolving consumer needs, why are some brands falling behind and struggling to make a sale? For years, the formula for car sales has been pretty straightforward: brand reputation, comfort, and basic performance. But now, that's just not enough. The rise of game-changing electric vehicles and next-gen features has completely flipped the script. Sedans and outdated SUVs, they're vanishing as consumers turn their attention to vehicles that offer innovation, smart tech, and environmental efficiency. But what's even more shocking is how once popular models, the ones that dominated the streets, are now in serious decline, and dealerships are feeling the weight of their failure. Why are these brands struggling? You might be wondering, how did these brands fall so hard? How could they not see this coming? Well, that's exactly what I'll explain in this video, breaking down the top 20 models that car dealerships are struggling to sell in 2025. Trust me, you'll be surprised by what's not selling and why these seemingly reliable names have lost their edge, the secrets behind their collapse. But here's where it gets interesting. I'm not just going to tell you which cars are failing. I'm going to show you the secrets behind their collapse, the unspoken flaws, the consumer dissatisfaction, and the missed opportunities that left these models behind. From outdated tech to rising competition from electric vehicles and even broken consumer trust, these cars are in a fight for survival, and the odds aren't in their favor. The changing market in 2025. And if you think you've already heard this story before, think again, because what's coming next might just change the way you look at buying cars in the future. In 2025, it's no longer enough for a car to simply get you from point A to point B. If a car isn't packed with the latest technology, it's dead in the water. The tech revolution is reshaping the way we view and use vehicles, and it's transforming the entire car buying experience. Forget the days of settling for basic features. Today's consumer wants smart, integrated, and cutting-edge technology in every aspect of their vehicle. If a car doesn't have the right tech, it's instantly obsolete, no matter how good the engine or leather seats are. What buyers really want? The new standard? Cars that can predict your needs before you even voice them. Voice commands that actually work. No more clunky, outdated systems that misunderstand basic commands. Think AI-powered navigation that not only tells you the quickest route, but also adapts to real-time traffic conditions and personal preferences, predicting your stop-offs based on your daily habits. Want real-time health monitoring from the comfort of your seat? That's the future too. Today's buyers are spoiled for choice. They're used to tech being at their fingertips, from smart homes to smartphones. They expect their car to feel like an extension of that ecosystem, seamlessly connecting with their devices, calendars, and even their home thermostats. It's about more than just infotainment. It's a total digital experience. If you're not offering that, then you're losing them to competitors who get it. Tech is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. And forget about autonomous driving. That's not a luxury anymore. It's a necessity. If your car doesn't offer some level of self-driving capabilities, it's already falling behind. People don't just want a car that drives. They want a car that adapts to their driving style, that can learn from their preferences, and offer a driving experience so smooth, they're essentially on autopilot for the majority of their commute. Take Tesla, for example. With their autopilot system, they've set the bar ridiculously high. It's not just about driving without hands, it's about providing a level of convenience and peace of mind that's hard to find in traditional vehicles. Consumers want innovation, not just nostalgia. When it comes to tech-heavy features, traditional brands are playing catch-up. Why else would so many once-strong names, like Ford, Chevrolet, and Toyota, be struggling to move cars off the lots? Buyers don't care about history or what's familiar anymore. They care about what's next. The tech expectations today's consumers have. In this climate, outdated tech is the death knell for a car. Think about it. In 2025, would you consider buying a vehicle that doesn't have wireless Apple CarPlay, hands-free driving, or adaptive cruise control? Would you choose a car that isn't integrated with your smart devices and doesn't have real-time software updates? No way. These are non-negotiables for today's consumer. And when we talk about technology, we're not just talking about the basics either. Cars must also come with next-gen safety features, like 360-degree cameras, collision detection, and even driver monitoring systems that ensure you're fully alert on the road. In 2025, it's not enough for your car to be safe. It must be smarter than you. The future of car buying. Think about this. When was the last time you drove a car that didn't have a touchscreen? When was the last time a new car didn't let you sync your phone instantly with zero effort? That's how far behind many manufacturers are. The expectation isn't just safe or convenient. It's intelligent, adaptable, and intuitive. If you're not giving buyers that, someone else will. 1. Outdated technology, the silent killer. One of the most significant reasons many models are now gathering dust on dealer lots is outdated technology. Consumers expect seamless connectivity, infotainment systems, and advanced safety features, and if your car doesn't offer that, it's a deal breaker. Gone are the days when having a nice radio or a simple GPS system was enough. Today's buyer wants wireless Apple CarPlay, Google Assistant integration, and a touchscreen that feels fluid and intuitive. If your car's infotainment system lags, feels outdated, or isn't integrated with the latest tech, you're likely losing potential buyers to competitors who are keeping up. Take the Land Rover Discovery Sport as an example. Its infotainment system is often criticized for being glitchy, outdated, and counterintuitive. When buyers are looking at other brands with sleek, responsive touchscreens and seamless integration with smartphones, it's hard to justify the price tag for a car that feels like it's stuck in the past. 2. Performance and fuel efficiency, the growing demands. Gone are the days when big engines were the sole criteria for a powerful car. Today's buyers are demanding performance that balances power with fuel efficiency. As more consumers are concerned about fuel economy and environmental impact, cars that fail to deliver on both performance and efficiency fall short of expectations. For instance, while the Jeep Grand Wagoneer might have the rugged appeal and luxury design, it suffers from poor fuel efficiency and excessive size, making it difficult to justify in a market that's leaning heavily towards smaller, more efficient SUVs. The Cadillac Escalade, despite being a similar luxury SUV, offers better performance and efficiency, making the Grand Wagoneer seem outdated in comparison. The Hyundai Ioniq 6, despite its sleek design and status as an electric vehicle, EV, faces challenges in competing with brands like Tesla and Lucid Motors, who have set the bar high in terms of both performance and charging speed. Without the performance edge, the Ioniq struggles to draw the attention of buyers who demand more from their EV experience. 3. Pricing and value, the buyer's dilemma. Price is always a key factor when buying a car, but in 2025, it's more than just about affordability, it's about value. With inflation and economic uncertainty, people are more selective about where they spend their money. They want cars that give them more than what they pay for. A high sticker price, combined with high maintenance costs, becomes a deal breaker if a car doesn't have the features or performance to back it up. Cars like the Audi Q8 are priced at a premium, but don't offer enough value compared to their competitors. While they are touted as luxury SUVs, their performance and interior features aren't up to par with the Cadillac Escalade or the BMW X7. Buyers are looking for performance, luxury, and technology, and when the pricing doesn't align with what's being offered, those cars end up sitting unsold. Additionally, in the case of Fiat 500e, pricing and charging infrastructure have been barriers that make it unappealing to a wider audience. The high price tag for a car with limited range, combined with the lack of charging stations, makes it a tough sell compared to more established EVs that offer better range and more competitive pricing. 4. Brand perception and reputation, a stubborn obstacle. A car's reputation is everything, and brand loyalty can go a long way, but not if the brand stops evolving with the times. Consumers today are looking for innovation, but many brands are still stuck in their old ways, failing to innovate and falling behind. If your car brand has a history of poor reliability, subpar customer service, or lackluster models, that reputation sticks, and it's hard to overcome. For example, Jaguar's XF was once a symbol of luxury, but today, it's often criticized for being outdated, especially in terms of interior design and technology. Meanwhile, other competitors in the same price range, like the BMW 5 Series or the Mercedes-Benz E-Class, have consistently upgraded their models, maintaining their luxury status while offering cutting-edge features that keep consumers coming back. Volkswagen's ID.4 has also faced some serious image issues, despite being an electric vehicle. While it's a solid car, it hasn't been able to shake the reputation of being a cheap electric vehicle, a reputation that Tesla and Lucid Motors have long since erased by offering premium EV experiences that are both high-performing and tech-heavy. As a result, it's hard for VW to compete, even with their push into the electric market. Consumer expectations versus reality, the key disconnect. The key issue behind many of these failing models isn't just their lack of innovation or poor performance, it's the disconnect between consumer expectations and what these brands are offering. Today's buyers are hyper-aware of what they're getting into. They research, read reviews, and are informed by their peers, social media influencers, and YouTube reviewers. Take BMW's Z4, for example. Once a darling of the sports car world, it now finds itself competing with cars like the Porsche 718, which offers superior performance, handling, and technology. The Z4, in contrast, feels outdated and doesn't deliver what buyers expect from a premium roadster. Similarly, BMW's X5M faces criticism for being a high-priced, underperforming SUV that can't compete with newer, more innovative models. The disconnect between what buyers want and what's being offered is clear in many of these cars. People are no longer buying based on brand name alone. They want value and cutting-edge features, and when these aren't delivered, the car stays on the lot. Let's get into the heart of the issue: the specific car models that are struggling to move off dealer lots, despite their once promising futures. Some of these cars were big names in their time, but today, they are facing challenges that make them almost irrelevant in 2025's fast-paced automotive market. Let's break down why these models are failing and what's really going wrong. First, Land Rover Discovery Sport, stuck in the past. The Land Rover Discovery Sport has long been seen as the entry-level option for anyone looking to join the luxury SUV club. But despite being rugged and stylish, it's facing severe issues that are causing it to struggle in a market flooded with better options. Outdated infotainment. Despite Land Rover's attempts to make the Discovery Sport look high-tech, its infotainment system is slow, unresponsive, and prone to glitches. When your target demographic expects smooth touchscreen displays and seamless smartphone integration, this car falls flat. Reliability issues. Electrical malfunctions have been a persistent problem for the Discovery Sport, leaving many buyers hesitant to invest in it. Land Rover's reputation for reliability has been shaky for years, and this model doesn't help that cause. Performance and fuel economy. Buyers in this category are looking for both luxury and efficiency. The Discovery Sport struggles with poor fuel efficiency and an underwhelming driving experience compared to German rivals like the BMW X5 and the Audi Q7. Despite its luxurious nameplate, the Discovery Sport is slowly being edged out by more modern competitors that better meet the demands of today's buyer. 2. Hyundai Ioniq 6, the EV struggling to compete. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 is one of the more ambitious attempts by the brand to break into the electric vehicle market. But despite its sleek exterior and some decent technology, it's been struggling to compete with industry leaders like Tesla and Lucid Motors. Lack of range. While the Ioniq 6 offers a reasonable range, it falls short compared to its rivals. The Tesla Model 3, for instance, offers longer range and more charging infrastructure to support it. Consumers looking for an EV with fewer limitations often turn to more established brands with better performance and charging networks. Pricing. Hyundai tried to price the Ioniq 6 aggressively, but it's still high for what it offers. It lacks the premium features of a luxury EV like the Tesla Model S or BMW i4, making it a hard sell for consumers who want both affordability and cutting-edge tech. Brand perception. Hyundai isn't yet seen as an EV powerhouse like Tesla, and the Ioniq 6 still struggles to overcome the stigma of being just another mass-market carmaker. With Tesla being the dominant player in the EV market, newer entrants have a steep hill to climb. This combination of price, lack of range, and uncertain brand reputation has made the Ioniq 6 an afterthought for many EV buyers. 3. Jeep Grand Wagoneer, the luxury SUV with too many problems. When Jeep introduced the Grand Wagoneer, it aimed to take on luxury SUVs like the Cadillac Escalade and Lincoln Navigator. But instead of impressing buyers, the Grand Wagoneer has become a lesson in what not to do when entering the luxury SUV market. Quality control issues. The Grand Wagoneer is notorious for its quality control problems. From interior rattling to faulty technology, the luxury features buyers expect in this price range just aren't delivered. This leaves a bad taste for a $100,000 SUV. Size and fuel economy. While its large size appeals to some, it's also an issue for many buyers who want luxury without the fuel-guzzling monstrosity. The Grand Wagoneer has abysmal miles per gallon, MPG, making it hard to justify for anyone who is environmentally conscious or looking to save on long-term costs. Ruggedness versus luxury. Jeep's reputation has always been rugged, off-road vehicles, but with the Grand Wagoneer, they tried to create a luxury SUV. The result? An identity crisis that leaves it neither as capable off-road as other Jeep models, nor as luxurious as competitors in its class. Despite its strong nameplate and iconic design, the Grand Wagoneer is a failure in the luxury SUV market, and it's failing to live up to its hype. 4. Audi Q8, a luxury SUV that feels outdated. The Audi Q8 is a luxury SUV that tries to combine performance and luxury, but in 2025, it feels like a relic. When compared to the BMW X7 or Mercedes-Benz G-Class, the Q8 just doesn't stack up. Performance issues. While the Q8 offers decent power, its performance doesn't compare to the top contenders in the luxury SUV segment. Consumers looking for a high-performance ride are often disappointed by its underwhelming handling and engine options. Interior and tech. Audi's interior hasn't evolved enough to meet the standards of other luxury SUVs. The techie's outdated compared to the Mercedes-Benz EQS or Tesla Model X, and the infotainment system isn't as intuitive as many buyers expect in a car at this price. Competition. The Q8 is outshone by the BMW X6, BMW X7, and Mercedes-Benz G-Class, all of which provide more in terms of luxury, performance, and cutting-edge tech. Despite its sleek exterior, the Q8 just can't keep up with the more innovative and powerful models available in 2025, leaving Audi struggling to find a place in the luxury SUV market. 5. Fiat 500e, the EV that wasn't ready for prime time. The Fiat 500e might have been a cute, quirky electric car when it first launched, but today it's struggling to make any impact in the growing EV market. Limited range. The 500e's range is incredibly limited, making it an impractical choice for most buyers. With so many EVs on the market today offering longer range, the 500e falls far behind, particularly when compared to Tesla's Model 3 or Chevrolet Bolt. Charging infrastructure. There are too few charging stations to make the 500e a viable option for most consumers, and with limited range, this car is essentially a city-only vehicle, which limits its appeal. Pricing. For what it offers, the 500e is overpriced. Buyers expect more in terms of range, interior features, and tech from their electric cars, and the Fiat just doesn't deliver. The Fiat 500e is outclassed in nearly every category by competitors, and its lack of range, charging limitations, and pricing have left it in the dust. What this means for dealerships and consumers. Dealerships are facing a significant issue with unsold inventory. Many models, like the Jeep Grand Wagoneer and Audi Q8, are sitting on lots, taking up valuable space and tying up capital. These vehicles, despite their premium pricing, struggle with quality issues, poor sales, and high maintenance costs. With limited demand, dealerships can't easily move these units. Offering discounts or promotions may move some inventory, but it affects profit margins and can damage the brand's perception. Additionally, overstocking means that dealerships are forced to hold on to cars that are no longer appealing, causing a financial strain. In some cases, dealerships are forced to offer buybacks or aggressive discounts, leading to a downward spiral where both the car's value and the brand's trust are damaged. Impact on consumers, confusion, and overwhelm. For consumers, the variety of choices has become overwhelming. With so many models on the market, buyer frustration is rising as people struggle to find reliable, efficient, and tech-forward vehicles. The availability of online reviews and comparison tools has made it easier for buyers to spot outdated models like the Land Rover Discovery Sport or Fiat 500e, which fail to meet expectations for performance and technology. Buyers want seamless connectivity, reliable performance, and advanced tech, and when these models don't deliver, it leads to delayed decisions and buyer regret. Consumer trust is at stake, as those who feel burned by poor tech or underperformance are hesitant to return to brands that failed them. The result? Many buyers switch brands for future purchases, seeking cars that feel future-proof. The disconnect between consumer expectations and dealer offerings. The biggest challenge for both dealerships and manufacturers is the disconnect between what consumers want and what is being offered. Many dealerships are still pushing models that simply don't meet the needs of today's tech-driven, eco-conscious buyers. While legacy brands stick to traditional models, newer brands like Tesla and Rivian are capitalizing on the growing demand for innovative tech and electric vehicles, EVs. Dealerships are struggling to sell older hybrid or gasoline-powered models that fail to compete with cutting-edge EVs, which offer better performance, longer range, and integrated smart features. Without embracing the full shift toward tech-forward, eco-friendly cars, dealerships risk falling behind. Conclusion and future outlook. The automotive industry is in the midst of a dramatic transformation. Car models that were once staples are now being left behind, struggling to meet the evolving demands of the modern consumer. The failure to adapt to cutting-edge technology, performance expectations, and the growing shift toward electric vehicles has made it clear that the industry must evolve or face extinction. For dealerships, the current landscape is a tough one. Holding on to unsold inventory of outdated models has caused major financial strain, and pushing these vehicles onto consumers is a risky move. Price cuts and discounts might temporarily alleviate some of the pressure, but at the cost of damaging brand reputation and long-term consumer trust. Dealerships must adapt quickly to survive, embracing sustainable, tech-forward vehicles that meet the demands of today's buyers. For consumers, this market evolution is both a challenge and an opportunity. The rise of electric vehicles, self-driving tech, and smart integration means that today's buyers are no longer willing to settle for cars that lack innovation. In 2025, people want reliable, high-performance vehicles that are also connected to their lives in new ways. Buyers aren't just choosing based on performance anymore. They're looking for value, long-term sustainability, and cutting-edge technology. Legacy brands that fail to adapt to this shift are falling behind, making room for more agile and tech-driven newcomers. Looking ahead, the future is clear. Brands that embrace innovation and sustainability will thrive, while those that resist change risk becoming irrelevant. As we move further into 2025, the industry will likely see more automakers shifting focus to EVs and advanced technologies in an effort to meet the demands of a tech-savvy, eco-conscious consumer base. For dealerships, the key to success lies in their ability to quickly pivot to these new trends, moving away from outdated models and focusing on vehicles that reflect the future. In conclusion, the landscape of the automotive world is evolving rapidly, and both dealerships and consumers must stay ahead of the curve to avoid being left behind. The future of the industry will be defined by cutting-edge tech, eco-conscious innovation, and consumer-driven value, and those who embrace these changes will lead the way.